Okay. All right. So it's Tuesday. There's Ashley Marie. There's my best friend. Here we go. This is my best friend since like 7th grade, 8th grade, poor thing. She's had to deal with me forever. Hold on one second. Let me mute. I don't know how to mute without the thing. Oh, here we go. Gosh. Hello. Okay. So like what I was saying is, I don't remember, but yeah, I said I was gonna start preaching here in a second. But I'm really proud of you guys for being on this call tonight because what we wanted to talk about, and Kelly said that, she's really sorry she couldn't be on here, but we want to talk about how you're tracking your teams and how you're tracking your conversations with people. And what I wanted to at first is just go ahead and open it up, and I'm really interested to hear from our new people, from our folks that have been with us for a little while, like Gina and Ruth, and Tabitha, what are you guys doing? I mean, and like Ashley, she's a teacher, so I mean, what are y'all doing when you have people that okay, are you a teacher too? Oh, awesome. Oh my gosh, we're educators. What's up? What are y'all doing to track your conversations with people? I'm just curious. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the line so you guys can go ahead and tell me what you guys are doing to track your conversations, track your conversations with your team, with your downline. What are y'all doing? Go ahead. I hear babies crying. That's awesome. Okay, somebody's got to be doing something. Are you guys using pen and paper? Are y'all using a spreadsheet? Who are my Excel people? Are we using Excel spreadsheets, Google Docs? What are we using?
So I was having issues with this, and I literally just texted Kelly the other day about it because I'm OCD, organization. So I was really getting frustrated and discouraged by letting people fall through the cracks. I couldn't get my hands all wrapped around it, and it was driving me crazy, even with just the short time that I've been, doing this. Mm-hmm. So I was using an Excel sheet that I built, and my husband worked on it and trying to color code things, but it still was not where I wanted it to be. So I actually enrolled in Teamzy.
Okay.
And I'm loving it so far.
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to just talk about that really quick. Teamzy, Teamzy is a program I actually used whenever I was in Beachbody, and that was the guy that created it. He did a platform first for Beachbody, and then now he's created a separate platform for direct sellers. But what it is basically Teamzy is a program that populates and generates it basically collaborates your contact list, you can sync your Facebook list, you can manually input people, and then you rank them. So basically, I think it's 5 to 1. If you the most probable, basically that person would be a lead for you, or the least likely they would actually be interested in what you have to offer, and then you manually rank them, and then it populates it based off of who you enter as your downline or your your personally sponsored people. Then it tells you who you need to contact that day. It gives you 5 people that you need to reach out to that day. It does all that for you, but it is a monthly fee. So I think $30 a month or something like that, $25 a month there. So that is a monthly fee. Now, yeah, my husband is still working on a spreadsheet for me, he's annoyingly geeked out about Excel. So he has done in Casey, we talked about this, our husbands both are color coded, the army, it's green to red is the zones of blah blah blah. I'm okay, can you just tell me who I whatever, it's cool, but I just need to know what it means. And it's hard when you have all these people that you're trying to contact, whether do you pay to have a subscription to something monthly that's going to auto-populate who you need to talk to, or do you have an Excel spreadsheet? Kelly just does pen and paper, and she's killing it. So who else is doing pen and paper? That's actually Because I'm waiting for
Yes.
I'm
I
ready.
don't even know. I don't even know how to talk on this thing, but yes, I am pen and paper. I
That's
don't know how to use Excel except for like to type something in the little box. That's about it. So Lauren knows this. But yeah, pen and paper, that's me. Nothing's better than ink and lead.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then the paper part, that's important. Poor Ashley, she was one that was seeing me crying earlier, so that's why like she's probably like, ugh. But like, yeah, I mean, like pen and paper, that's like I have my notebooks on the floor, but like I mean, I'm a pen and paper person as well, but it is difficult like when it is a pen and paper situation and you don't have that notebook with you. But then you feel like, I don't know, and it might be a generational thing. Like, I feel like sometimes I just want to be detached from all technology. Like, I feel really like bogged down by that. So sometimes I don't like the fact that I'm so dependent on like my devices per se, if you will. So it is like a like learning curve. Like, so and then also I'm pretty stubborn. Like, I don't necessarily want to like pay to have it done, but then it's like, what is worth your time and what is worth like you bumbling around your notebook looking for stuff. But I don't know, like what are the rest of you guys using?
I feel like sorry.
No,
You go ahead.
good. So I'm using it's a Google program, and it's so funny. My mommy brain right now. I'm like searching madly through my Google account trying to find out what it's called, and I cannot find it.
Oh,
But it's on Google. What's that?
your Google Sheet?
It might be Sheets, but it basically just it's like a running log of everybody's talk to, email, the time, and it categorizes it really, really nicely. Hey Tabitha, look at the baby.
I know, look at all that hair.
And, but that sans the name, I swear it exists. It's been really, really good to just see like how many people I've talked to, and yeah. So if I find that, and when I find that, probably in the morning after I've slept 2 hours, I can post what it's
Okay,
called.
I'm trying to help you. So like, is it Google, like you said, it's a document on Google, or is it a Google?
It's in your Gmail. It's something that you can attach to your
Streak?
Gmail account.
Google
What is
Streak.
it? Yeah.
I said
I love it.
Streak earlier. Yeah, Google Streak. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and that's a free. Like, you guys can do that for free. That's a document that you can create. It's like for tracking. Yeah, and the Google Sheets is like a little more like Excel. But Mackenzie, what are you using, girlfriend? Like, I know that you are trying to get like all your little ducks in a row over there. You're like trying to catch up on everything.
I feel like I know too much about Excel, and I'll just spend way too much time trying to create the perfect tracking spreadsheet. So I'm literally just on pen and paper. I'm waiting for my High Achievers Playbook to come in the mail.
Wait,
and then
what is that?
You guys haven't heard of the I thought that would be like a thing that everybody already had.
That's why we're doing this topic tonight. So I'm like, I feel like we all just kind of need to collaborate and figure out what everyone is using, because I feel like we're all like talking to a million people all the time, and even if it's like 5 people, you still have to like figure out a way to track them. So please.
Yep. Yeah, this is my first gig in network marketing, so I thought that like I'm the total noob about it. But yeah, no, it's a planner. It's like a giant like spiral bound planner, and it's specifically for network marketers, and it comes with a separate booklet for tracking up to like 500 leads, I think. And the planner and the booklet are meant to be used in a 3-month stretch. And so you like reorder it every 3 months, basically.
Like, what is it? Like, who is it through? Like, could you like post a link? Like,
Yeah, totally. Yep, absolutely do it. I don't know they don't show you like exactly what's in it, but there's a whole bunch of testimonials of people, like video testimonials of people like opening it up and showing. It's got a dry erase page, which I'm totally into. Because I used to have like this whole wall behind me was covered in clear contact paper, and I was using my whole wall as dry erase.
I have a window.
Yep. But I like to like hold something in my hands. I'm learning, and so yeah, I'm super excited to get this planner. And so as soon as I do, I'll definitely make a video. I'll show you guys what it's all about. But I'll post a link in the group tonight so that you guys can check it out.
Is it through like Amazon or like?
No, it's just at the highachieversplaybook.com, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really good to know. I mean, like I'm in like I found this like this notebook I use for basically all my like meetings. But it's like with cards. It's from Target. It's like just the like and it has like date, topic, like questions, ideas, action, and it's just like a whole section here. But it's not like a tracking system per se. But then I find myself like I have this for meetings, and then I have like I got actually like I have 5 of them to send out. They're over there, but there are like these direct sellers notebooks I got at conference or at in Vegas in February for the launch. So like a few of you guys will probably receive one of these in the mail. So act surprised. But it's they're just notebooks that we got, and they're just little handy things you can just like throw in your purse. And that's where I tend to fall short of the tracking system when I'm on the go. I don't like to be on my phone all the time. Like I'm in that like generational gap. Am I delayed? Am I delayed? Shoot. Let me try to mute my line here in a second and see. Hold on. All right. Did that help at all? Probably not. Did it? Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, like I tend to be like a pen and paper person, like especially when I'm on the go, because I like make grocery lists on random pieces of paper and pieces of mail. So it doesn't matter if I had to it's like I have to like streamline that like with like how I normally do things, and if it's way out of the norm, then I have to really like go out of my way to use it. So like with like my grocery list or whatever, like I tend to use that on a piece of like random mail. So like I'm not super organized with that. So I have a hard time sometimes when it's like an online only document. So, but then again, it's like it's a learning curve. We have to like really go against like what we normally are used to doing. But that's just I was really interested to hear. Like Ruthie, what are you doing, girlfriend? Like I didn't hear from you.
So I'm not super consistent.
Yeah.
So I have some pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not at home with my notebook, I'm making notes in my notes app. So I'm kind of a combination. I've got a little whiteboard. I'm probably all over the place a little bit too much. And I do the same thing with grocery lists. Like whatever is sitting there on the kitchen counter, I use that and I'm running out the door. So I'm sure I could use a little bit of work there, but.
Yeah, it's definitely like I think I'm 34. I'm just gonna put that out there. So I'm record. It's gonna be on YouTube for everyone to know my age. No, I don't really care. But I grew up with like scratch pieces of paper. Like I didn't grow up necessarily like with the technology wave, I suppose. I mean, like Ashley, like her line's muted, but like when we were in high school, we were like we'd come home from games and we'd like get on the payphone outside our high school, and like whoever's mom's turn it was to carpool, like we'd call collect, and then it'd be like, we're here, and then like hang up, because then they'd know we were at the high school. None of us had cell phones. Like we just didn't roll like that. Like that's not, we just didn't grow up. So it is nothing against people that like were used to like that grew up with maybe junior high school, whatever, with phones or iPads or whatever. It's just a different time, and that's okay. But I still tend to always revert back to a pen and paper system, and that's just for me. And it's just up to you guys, whatever's working for you. I really want to encourage you to not feel pressured to conform to like whatever it is that's the newest, latest, greatest thing, like monthly. So please don't think that Kelly and I are pressuring y'all to do whatever subscription-based tracking system that's out there. Oh my God, Gina, you guys, your babies are like killing me. Y'all are, look at it. Oh, those cheeks.
So tiny.
Oh, Tabitha, where'd your baby go? you lost your baby. That's like great parenting. Oh my gosh. Jeez. She's like, I don't know. It's whatever. But for real, like that baby is so cute. Like you guys have like the matching hair color. That usually doesn't happen that early. Normally their hair is already like changing colors, but it's like perfect. Like oh my God, so cute. Like I almost Ashley, when she had her babies, like I almost like took them home with me. Like her kids are so cute. Now not so much. Thatcher, like the youngest, he's like crazy. Love you, Ashley. But yeah, like kids like you, I mean, you guys all have like a million things going on. So that's what we wanted to touch base with y'all tonight. Like whatever's working for you. And I know that y'all see like all these different things showing up on like the Wine Warrior page, or just in general, like there's things showing up all the time that are, but we wanted to encourage y'all to just use whatever's working for you, but you definitely need to be tracking your people, because it's so easy for a 24-hour period to go by. And if you do not have some sort, whether it's like on the back of your mail and you put all those pieces of mail in an envelope or in like a notebook and a folder or whatever, and that's what you recheck the next day, but people will fall through the cracks, because it's a fault. The next point we were going to talk about tonight is following up, because that's the key. Like you guys are putting yourselves out there. Y'all are like doing whatever it is that you need to do to talk about this business. You're sharing live videos. You're sharing whatever it is that your wine shipment. You're sharing photos of you with people having a glass of wine. Whatever it is, you guys are in some way, shape, or form making yourself like vulnerable to the world of social media. And whatever it is that you're doing, if it's someone that just simply likes your photo that you have of wine, or if it's something that you've posted and it's you're talking about your wine shipment, or if you're attending a wine event and you have people like, what is it you're doing with wine? Like whatever. Like if you're not tracking those people on social media, the coolest part is though that you can go back and like look at who's liked and who's commented. So I would really encourage you, if you haven't been tracking people that have been commenting and liking on your social media posts, like go back. That's all there. It's all stored. So your saving grace is already there. But it's like people that you're interacting with at school, at carpool, at the grocery store. I mean, I've connected with 3 different people at the Food Lion down the street at the grocery store. Like, it's I'm like, it's little things like I'll just give a couple tips, like even if you don't need wine, whatever. I mean, if you already have enough wine and you're at the grocery store, for instance, like, and you guys have your babies or you have like your kids, like whatever, like if you're checking, grab a bottle of wine and be like, oh, like my wine shipment didn't come in yet. Like I'm out of wine. I need my wine, like whatever. Like I've got 3 contacts at the grocery store because of that. 2 have been checkout ladies. And then the other person was the one behind me in line, because they're like, wait, you get wine sent to your house every month? And I'm like, oh my God, this is like every single time I'm shocked at how easy it was, because I didn't have to hound them. I didn't have to like chase them out of the grocery store. Like, you want my information? No, like it's so easy. Like in our natural habitats, I'm just going to say this right now, as women, like we are in our natural habitats. Like it is natural to talk about things that we are, like just doing on a daily. We need to go to the grocery store. Like, I'm not just saying that as women, like I'm not trying to be like sexist, but like my husband goes to the grocery store too. Like, let's just give a shout out to the men. Thank you. And Greg, like he gets on the calls a lot. Like he's not on here tonight, but like, but if you're at the store, if you're at places that like you could easily talk about wine, like go ahead and like, if it's a few extra dollars, like, and it's not like, actually going to be like a monthly subscription that you're worried about, like go ahead and grab that bottle of wine. Like have that be a talking point. Use that as a tool. Like especially my teachers there. You guys use things as like examples all the time in class. Like, so use those times for to tell people about what you're doing, because they're going to hear about it. Like, did I hear back from those 2 cashiers that I gave my business card to? No. but you better bet that like they've been talking about it. Like I'm sure they mentioned like some random chick gave me their card about wine, and you just never know. So just use that. Use like I want to encourage you guys to use like daily interactions as times to start tracking whether people, if you're peaking like the 7 Ps like Austin talks about, and that can be a whole separate call. But one of the main parts is like to pique people's interest. You don't have to overload them with info. Like go ahead and pique their interest. Like for instance, like tonight, like or earlier I posted about I got an email from UPS. Like we all get emails every single day, like a bajillion of them I know. But I got an email reminding me that I had a shipment on Friday. But like an hour later, I got an email from UPS saying that my shipment date has changed. I was like, oh, excuse my language. I was like, shit, my wine's not going to be here. Ugh. Like I was so mad. I was like, it's not going to be here till Monday. And then it said Thursday. I was like, say what? Like I was so happy because I was like a day early. Like my wine shipment changed a day early. Like when does that happen? Like never happens. Like and then now it's happening with my wine. So use those little times like to celebrate the fact that like this is what's happening in your life, and then track what people are responding to like on those times. Like and then like use that pen and paper system. Use the Teensy. Use whatever it is you're using. And if you're using Excel, add a separate column and be like, this is the post that piqued their interest. Like this is working. Because then after a couple of months, you're going to be like, okay, so my post about my UPS shipment, not working so much. Or, wow, people really respond whenever I speak about like my wine shipment coming in. Or people really respond about me when I'm nursing and I'm like, I have my wine. Or whatever it is that is working for you, like, make a little note about that, because it's so easy for us to just like forget about it. Like, because we're busy women. Like we have a lot of things going on. Like we're like the queens of multitasking. So when to really hone in and really think about tracking all of these things that are stimulating our like brains, and you guys have kids and like you have all these other million jillion things. Like Tabitha, I know you have a question, but she's got baseball. She's OCD crazy about. Like, I mean, like, if there's a game, oh, she's mad. She's like, oh, that's not nice. No, but, like, if you've got other hobbies, like, integrate that with your wine. Like, go ahead and start talking about that and see what's gaining traction. Be really diligent about, like, if you are seeing things that are gaining traction for you. Tabitha, what question do you have, baby girl? I'm sorry. Like, I was totally on a tangent there. I'm mute. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, the Braves are going to make me drink a lot of wine this season. Again, already. Whenever you bump into like random people and talk to them, do you like always have a business card? What do you recommend for, do you get their information or do you give them something like a business card? What do you do?
Okay, so it's kind of situational for me. So when it comes to like, so like going backwards, like there was one time when I was actually leaving a Beachbody event, and we stopped at a gas station, and there was this girl that was like randomly just like, it just was like one of those like totally cliche like moments. And she's like, and she was super fit, like girl. And she's like, what are you guys, like all you guys are wearing like fitness clothes. Like what were you guys up to? And she singled me out, and like, I'm like, okay. So like I was like, my ego was totally like boosted, right? I was like, okay. And then I didn't get her information. I gave her my card, and what happened? I never heard from her, right? So it was like a total learning moment. But what I've learned since then though is I try to do both. I try to give them my card and then also receive their information as well. Because I feel like there's still this like movement of people that are used to like, that is like a signal of a business like transaction, like that is a, like you have a business, I've received your information, like that's still part of the queuing of like a business movement. So but there are some people in the younger like groups that are like, what is this like piece of like paper you've given me. Like, what is this? Like,
What do you paper?
what is this? I don't know. It's like, I need to write my grocery list on this. Like, I don't know. Like, that type of thing. But no, I try to get their information. I also try to like say, okay, so this happened to me the other day. I was actually, where was I? And then I said, I was checking, it wasn't the other day. See, this is how bad it is. This was in Vegas. I got the contact information for the girl at the checkout, like when I was like checking out of the hotel. And she asked me what my email address was. And I said, actually, here's my card. Just go ahead and read what's off of there. Like, that'd be a lot easier than me. Like, and then while she was looking at my card, I was like, oh my gosh, are you, I just started talking about, are you a wine lover? Like, and she's like, oh, yes, me and everyone I know. And so she was physically looking at my card, receiving the information, and then I was talking to her about wine. So, like, it doesn't have to be, like, this big moment, but, like, like, I try to, like, receive their information if possible, and then I usually give them my card just to, like, so they have it. But typically, if it's like me giving them my card, it's if they need my information for some resource, like if they need my phone number, or if they're asking me, if it's someone like at the, if they like somehow need my information, I give them my card just to make it easier for them. And then they physically have it in their hand, and then they're stuck with it. I'm not taking it back. So, like, that's kind of the situation there. But I definitely try to get their information first, if that answers your question. But it is kind of, again, like, situational, who it is that you're talking to. If they are trying to receive your information, like anyone else at checkout, I feel like they always are asking, do you want to have your email for, like, coupons or something? Be like, oh, actually, sure, but here, just, like, here's my card. Go ahead and like, give them your card, and then that's your window to start talking about wine while they're entering your information in. And then you can just block the email, like, from whatever is, like, Kohl's or whatever it is, like, just, like, ignore it. Like, it's not a big deal. So that's kind of how I handle that situation. But I do want to encourage you guys, I know we're running out of time, but, like, when it comes to tracking information, I would really encourage you guys to not only have, like, a system of tracking, but a system of following up, because that's really where people start to fall through the cracks. If you have a system set in place, like, if it's pen and paper, you guys, like, if it's like a list of people, if you set on your calendar, like, you can use, like, your Google Calendar, use your like your iPhone, like, whatever it is on, like, Apple, but have a list of people that you are going to follow up with in a week or 30 days. Specifically, when you talk to people, when you're following up with them based on your tracking list, ask them, do you mind if I circle? Okay, so, like, if you've made it through the scripts and you're like, they're like, life is crazy. I mean, like, Gina and Tabitha, you guys just have babies, for Pete's sake. Like, if someone was following up with you, you'd be like, yo, I just had a baby. So, like, if you could just give me, like, a TV timeout for a few weeks, like, I would be cool to hear about this later. But, like, right now, it's just physically not a good time. It just really isn't. I'm, like, legitimately having a child right now. Like, that's not a good time. Like, then you would be able to say, boom, like, Tabitha's, like, having a baby, celebrate the baby, follow up with her in this amount of time. And then, you guys, we are human beings. Ask them if it's okay if you circle back to them. Like, that's okay to physically ask somebody, like, are you okay if I circle back and talk to you in 30 days? Or, because then when you do follow up with them in 30 days, you can let them know that you've had, like, a system in place, and that you were promising that you did what you promised to do. You followed up with them in 30 days or in 2 months, and then you can be a human being and check on them like you actually have a heart and soul. Like, how's that baby doing? How are you doing? Like, how are you doing? How was that move? Because I know that, like, moving across the United States is crazy. Like, or whatever. Act like you actually care, because you know what? That's going to separate you from, like, 75% of the other people out there that have MLMs that they're trying to push on people. And it's going to separate you because you actually care. And you know what? Why wouldn't we care? Like, we are offering one of the best products in the whole world, wine. So like, it's not like you're like, oh, your skin's looking a little crazy, or you're like your hair's looking a little raggedy, like, or maybe you need some new clothes. Like, no, this is like, yo, it looks like you are ready for a glass of wine. How are you doing? Like, and they're gonna be like, yes, like I am, you know, like it's not like you are presenting this evil product. Like, it is legitimately a good product. So the follow-up is so important for you guys to make sure, if you've gone through all the trouble of like tracking who they are and what they're doing, like, and you know, if it's you know, on Facebook, on Instagram, like that's another thing I really like to mention is make sure you're identifying what source you've used to like that you're contacting these people, or that they've contacted you. So that's one thing, like with my husband, like on this Excel spreadsheet that he's creating for me, like I need to know, are they contacting me? Because that's like, boom, like that's going to be a confidence builder right there. Like, did they contact me? Because that's like half the battle. Like, if they've like sought you out, like that's awesome. You know, or did you contact them, comment on a photo they had on Instagram? Or, because I think that is really an important detail to know, like how you've become friends or how you've sought them out. So get detail oriented as much as you can with like how like you've become in contact with that person. If it's a long friend that you've like known since elementary school, and then like you reconnected, like cool. Make a note of that. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to this girl in like since like elementary school. It's so cool to talk to her again. Like blah blah blah. Like, you know, make little notes, because a lot of people, you guys, so many people do not do that. Like, so many people don't, and it's going to really separate you from the pack. But then when you follow up, do not forget to mention that detail. Like, be like, how are you? Like, what really genuinely, like, don't be like, hey, so just seeing if you're ready to order your wine yet. Like, because they're going to be like, you know what, screw you. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm not going to, you're going to be just like everybody else. Like, that is something Kelly and I are super passionate about, is that like we are real human beings here, and we genuinely care about people's hearts and souls and like who they are as humans. So like, please do this, like do yourself a favor and just make a little note. Like, be like, they're going through a really rough time. If they're going through a hard time, so like, you know, if you're praying, if you're a spiritual person, like say, I'm praying for